Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about the first of a 3-game series between the Seattle Mariners and the San Diego Padres. Mariners win 9-6. They come back from a 4-1 deficit. They took that lead in the first inning, then they give up, I believe, 3 home runs in that second inning. Bryce Miller. But after that, I'll give him credit. He settled in, I thought. After that really bad second inning, I thought he settled in for the rest of his outing, which is a good positive. He just came back from the IL, I think. He hasn't been as good as he was last year, but after that second inning, he settled in. Padres hit 4 home runs in this game, actually, and still lost. But it was that 5th inning that really won the Seattle Mariners this ball game. It was a 4-4 game. The Mariners come back to tie it, and then they had a huge 5th inning where they took a 9-4 lead. Padres got 2 runs after that, but didn't matter. Munoz finishes the game, and the Seattle wins 9-6. But there was kind of another questionable decision, I thought, once again from Mike Shildt. I thought there was another questionable decision, and if there's any Padres fans watching this, you know what I'm talking about. Mike Shildt made another questionable decision. If you watched the video yesterday, that decision, to have Jeremiah Estrada in the game was a questionable decision. I was saying that as a Dodgers fan, that was a questionable decision because we've hit him great all season. Or every single time it feels like he's went out there against. There's probably an outing or two where he's pitched well. But tonight there was another questionable decision, I thought. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say this would have won them the ball game, because I'm surprised they left David Morgan in to face Jorge Polanco when Wandy Peralta was warming and he was ready. I don't know. I feel like he left David Morgan in way too long. But don't ask Mike Shildt a question about it, or he'll get mad. He'll get mad at you if you ask a question. I'm not surprised. I don't know. I'm not gonna be surprised because you never know. He has absolutely no idea what he's doing. He's having a horrible year when it comes to in-game managing. I'm not surprised at all. Pulling Sears with how low his pitch count was also not a great decision. Look, I don't think he pitched well, but he had like 50 pitches, but he hasn't pitched well since he was a Padre, so he's just not a great pitcher. I mean, I'm not surprised his career ERA is a 4.9. Motherfucker's traded. I mean, honestly, Mason Miller was a great decision to trade for, to help your stack bullpen. But I wouldn't have bothered to get JP Sears. There was a 4.9 ERA. But that was a terrible decision with how low his pitch count was. I mean, he had like 50 pitches. But yesterday and today, the bullpen failed. And I've been saying this about Luis Rise. I just think he's overrated. But they gotta move him down. He can't be the 2-hole hitter. He's not a 2-hole hitter for this baseball team. But Mike Shildt doesn't look at stats. He doesn't believe in analytics. You look at this, Polanco and right-handed pitching in 2025. 123 WRC+, 768 OPS, 14% K rate, 50% hard hit rate. Versus left-handed pitching, 84 WRC+, 636 OPS, 21% K rate, 18.2% hard hit rate. And who did he leave in? Oh, David Morgan. That was just, I don't get that decision right there. Not saying they would have won the game, but that just was an awful decision. And for the first time since September 2021, the Padres hit 4 homers in a game they lost. And the Mariners have clinched the, Vader Cup or whatever the fuck it is. But meanwhile, when my Dodgers winning big, the Padres are now fall a game back in the National League West. We'll see. I mean, can't win anything when Manny Machado's your main guy. He's a great player, don't get me wrong. You're not going to win if he's your captain. What was he tonight? 0 for 5 or something like that? Dude sucked. And he hasn't been great in August either, has Manny Machado. Some ugly at-bats from Manny. Guessing it pitches too much. Like his... if that's your main guy, I don't know if you're going to win shit. And a great win for the Seattle Mariners as well. But it was just kind of crazy how this game was. Cal Raleigh hits his 50th homer. We'll talk about the MVP, to me, Cal Raleigh, his 50th homer. This was just a crazy back and forth game. Cal Raleigh with the solo shot at the start of the game. But then the Padres, Gavin Sheets hits a homer. Then Jake Cronenworth turns on one. Really no doubter. And then Fernando Tatis with a 2-run homer. His first homer in a month. And so they hit three homers there in that second inning. But the pitching just wasn't good enough. Josh Naylor, Mitch Garver had RBI hits off of David Morgan. Just terrible decision for Mike Schill. Keep him in the game that long. But let's go over the starter stats here. Seattle Mariners improved to 71-61. They had 10 hits for 9 runs, 1 error. They scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth, and then 5 runs in that massive low taper fade 5th inning, where they scored 5 runs. Let's talk about the starter, Bryce Miller. He goes 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. His first start off the IL, I believe. Like I say, it wasn't great. He was not sharp in this win. I just don't know what's happened to him. Like, he settled in after that, of course. Like I said, it's just he wasn't as good as... He just hasn't been as good this year. Like, even before he went on the IL, he was just disappointing. Last year, he was really damn good. This year, he's just not been good. And then he had the injury. Tonight, he had a rough second inning. The first, third, fourth, and fifth, he settled in nicely. It was just really that second inning that got to him. Other than that, thought he was fine outside the second inning. For the Padres, J.P. Sears, what a disaster this trade's been. Well, the J.P. Sears side, not the Mace Miller side, J.P. Sears. 3.2 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Got took after like... How many pitches? 50? It was like 50. He was just mediocre. Well, even worse than mediocre. Was not good. He's just a terrible pitcher, dude. His career ERA is at a 4.9 or 4.5 throughout his career, and in the regular season, a 4.9. He had a good start against San Francisco for the Padres, but he was trash against the D-backs. He wasn't good tonight. 4 runs, 3 earned. Dude's just a straight-up not good pitcher. Are you going to have him in your rotation in the postseason? Because I will not feel good about J.P. Sears in a rotation in the postseason. So yeah, we'll go over the bullpens now. And David Morgan entered David Morgan. 1 inning, 2 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts from David Morgan. I get he had not allowed more than 1 run in his 31 appearances so far this season. But, I don't know. I wouldn't have kept... You probably shouldn't have kept him in there, to be honest. I think you left him in way too long. Wandy Peralta, 1.1 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Yuki Masui. 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout for the Mariners bullpen. Cale Ferguson, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Edward Barzardo, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Matt Brash, 2 innings, no hits, 1 run, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts from Matt Brash. That is the Matt Brash experience. Got a big strikeout to get out of the bases loaded jam. And then Andres Munoz. 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout for Munoz. For the Mariner offense, Arozarena 1 for 5, Cal Raleigh 1 for 4, and RBI, solo homer, 50 homers for Cal Raleigh. Your MVP. I don't give a fuck. Oh, Aaron Judge's OPS is higher. You're looking at the second half of the season, Aaron Judge has been trash. And Cal Raleigh's up to 50 homers. And I would argue playing catcher, offensive catcher, is more difficult than the outfield. Obviously, the outfield is difficult to play, but Cal Raleigh has hits and catches. And a pretty damn good catcher at that. But Yankees fans won't listen. They won't listen to anything you say, no matter what. I don't care, always hitting 247. Dude's going to hit like 60 plus homers this year. He's going to win the MVP. He should win it. Julio, 1 for 4 and a run scored. Suarez 0 for 3 and a walk. Naylor 2 for 1 RBI. Garver 0 for 2, 2 walks, 2 runs scored. Polanco 3 for 4, 4 RBIs and a homer. Crawford 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, and Robles 0 for 4. For the Padres, Tatis 1 for 5, 2 RBIs and a homer. Arise 2 for 5 and an RBI. Machado 0 for 5. O'Hearn 1 for 4. Bogarts 1 for 4. Gavin Sheets 1 for 3 a walk and RBI, solo homer. Laureano 1 for 4 and RBI with a solo homer. And Cronenworth 2 for 4 and RBI with a solo homer. Fermin 0 for 2 and a walk. And Will Wagner pinch hitting 1 for 1 and a run scored. For the Padres, they had 10 hits, 6 runs, 1 error. 4 in the second, 1 in the 7th, and 1 in the 8th. They dropped to 74 and 58. And the Mariners, like I said, 71 and 61. Let's go over your scoring summary. So, bottom of the first, Cal Raleigh homers. Top of the second, Sheets homer. Cronenworth homer. Tatis homer. All of a sudden, it's 4-1. But then the bottom of the second, Polanco with a 2-run homer. Bottom of the fourth, Crawford double play, but a run scored. Then the bottom of the fifth, where this game gets broken open, Naylor with an RBI single. Polanco with a 2 RBI double. And Crawford with a 2-run single. Top of the 7th, Laureano homer, and then top of the 9th, Luis Ariz grounds out, but the Mariners end up getting the win. 9-6, they take game 1, and they've won all 4 games against the Padres they played this year so far. In the Vader Cup, I think. So tomorrow, let's go over the probable pitchers for game 2 of this 3-game series in San Diego between the Mariners and the Padres. What time is this tomorrow? Once again, 9:40 Eastern. It'll be Dylan Cease against Luis Castillo. So that's the pitching matchup for tomorrow. So we'll see what happens in game 2 of this 3-game set. So leave a like, subscribe for more. Next time out. Peace.